Hello. Hey, how are you?
Let's make sure she's
Good.
here.
My computer's like, I can hear it like roll. It's like thinking. I turn
That's
it
awesome.
on.
Yeah, Cozy, I'm muting you. I'm muting the host. I can't mute the host. Okay. All right, guys. Well, she had to answer a call, I guess.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm going to go ahead and kick this thing off. I know there's a few more people coming, but we're just going to do some announcements really quick. If you didn't know, or just in case you need a reminder, we're getting ready to kick off our Love Handles Challenge. Monday is the first day of our prep week, and then the 25th is the start of our 3 weeks counting down to Valentine's Day. So if you guys have not promoted that yet, do it, because it's kind of a killer group to promote right now. And it doesn't help if I mute myself. Hang on. I'm looking. Yeah, I can't mute anyone. Sorry, guys. So, the other big thing that we wanted to talk about, Cozy, come back and mute people.
Can't we mute ourselves?
Yes?
Yeah, sorry.
Y'all want to mute yourselves?
We can figure it out.
All right, I'm just going to wing it.
No, I was.
So, you might have seen Micah post. Oh my gosh, Cozy.
So just keep going. No, you're fine.
Cozy. Cozy. Cozy.
So, so what kind of like questions can I like help answer about?
Well, at least it's a work call.
Yeah, is she
Okay.
talking to someone about coaching?
Okay, I'm just going to do.
We should just listen to this call for a
training. How does she do it? She's killing it. So, okay, you might have seen Micah post. There is a training that starts on Monday for Diamond and above. It is with all of the elite coaches. We've got the top coach. I always lose her name every time. So Mindy Wender, Lindsay Matway, and Kelly. What is her flippin' name? Melanie Metro. Thank you.
Wait, are you recording? Are you recording this?
Not yet.
Will you?
Yeah. Let me see if it'll let me. I think Cozy has to. Pushing it.
Okay.
So I heard something a couple minutes ago that said the recording has started.
I think she shut it back off.
Oh, okay, cool.
It does say it's recording. Okay, we're going to keep going. Now everyone can see what a fool I look like. Okay, so Kelly and Cozy and I, and probably Katrina. Is anyone else a diamond? I think those are the diamonds here. We are in that training for the next 8 weeks with all of these elite leaders. But to help us and to help you, they are creating an emerald to diamond training for all of our teams. So that's going to be coming up. I can't remember if it starts on the 25th or if the 25th is the qualification date. But y'all got to get to emerald. So if you're not emerald yet, start looking at that, start making a plan, and talk to me or Cozy or Kelly or whoever your coach is, and let's get a game plan to get you to emerald in time for that training, because hello, it's the top coach for 2 years running in the entire company, and this number 2 coach for years running, and all these elite leaders. You want to get in on this training. So work on elite if you're not there yet. If you have any questions about that, just let's talk about that after. Okay, cool. So that was really all that one more thing. We are going to do a 3-day sneak peek into coaching. Cozy's team, my team, and then whoever else jumps in. We're going to start it on the 27th. It is a Wednesday. I'm checking that date. Yeah, we're starting it. Thank you. Go to sleep. We're starting it on the 27th. So get some challengers into this challenge group, build some great relationships, and start watching for people that you want to invite to coaching. And then when we get closer to that, let's talk about ways that you can invite them to participate in this business opportunity, because those sneak peeks are always a really good thing. So that's our announcement that I can think of. So we're going to go from there. I want to introduce to you Kelli. She is another leader on Inspiration. She's a rock star. She has one business center at 2-star and Diamond in the other. And it's not going to be long before she's blown past any of those ranks. So Kelli, I know that's the idea, right? Kelli is kind of my Instagram guru. I'm always messaging her and I'm like, so how do you make this work? And how do you do this on Instagram? And why can't I get anyone to talk to me on Instagram? Because I really struggle with it. And don't you get most of your challengers from Instagram? Like you get a ton of people from it?
Yeah. Or I like convert them over to Facebook and then get a message. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which to me, I think I've had like 2 in 2 years of coaching. So I was talking to her the other day and I was like, dude, will you just teach me your ways? And then I said, wait, hold that thought, teach our whole team. So she has graciously agreed to come and share all of her voodoo knowledge on Instagram. And hopefully Cozy will come back soon and mute herself. But we will just turn the time over to Kelli and hope for the best.
Okay. Thanks, Candace. Well, first let me tell you that I love Instagram. And like, it's my jam. Like, I'm obsessed with Instagram, but I suck at like Facebook fan pages. So I feel like everyone kind of has their own thing. Maybe you're rocking your Facebook fan page, but it's not something I'm awesome at. So, you know, we can work in baby steps. So I was going to share, can I share my screen without Cozy?
Yeah.
I think I can. Let me try. Just a second here.
And make sure you leave with a few dates, which
You guys tell me when you see it.
There we go.
Okay. So just a minute. Let me get it in like presentation mode. Wait, that didn't work. Oh crap. Well, that's as good as it gets. Wait. Hang on. Let me try one more thing just because I'm being OCD right now. Maybe this one?
There we go.
There we go. Okay. So we're going to talk today about making Instagram your jam. And Candace, you're the one who inspired me to change my name. It was just Kelli France, but I really wanted to have fitness in my name or some sort of health-related name because I feel like people are more likely to follow you or to like pay attention to your comments if they see that you have sort of a niche. And I think that's what I love about Instagram is that it's very niche focused. So I feel like I can talk about fitness all day and fashion is one of the other things I talk about and not be annoying, right? So whereas on Facebook, I feel like it's a little more of a personal place where you talk about your family and just, you know, your personal life. So I feel a little bit more awkward about posting my fitness stuff. But so why Instagram? Forbes magazine said that Instagram is the world's most powerful selling tool right now. So that's why I keep telling like Candace, I'm like, get your butt on here because there's so much to tap into there. It's free marketing. You don't have to pay for it. Like on Facebook fan pages, you do, I feel like to get anyone to see them, you kind of have to like boost your posts or, you know, right now Instagram is free. Like if anyone sees your advertisement, you're, you know, you don't have to pay for it. So it's easy and it goes straight to Facebook if you want it to, like you can do your posts. So I always actually post first on Instagram and then I used to just click share and it would go to Facebook. But then I learned that you get more people noticing your posts when you post like organically through Facebook. So so now I just post on Instagram, and then I copy and paste my wording, and then I post on Facebook. It's like 1 and 2. So I think that's one of the questions Candace has asked me is like, well, you know, I just don't get it. I don't understand. I'm like, it's so easy. It's just Facebook. But you just copy and paste the same crap you're going to put on Facebook. And I actually first connected with my coach from Instagram. So Micah is my coach, and she would comment on some of my posts. And I remember one time I posted about, I've always been a personal development book nerd, even before coaching. And so I commented about reading The Go-Giver, which is an amazing book, by the way. And she said, oh my gosh, have you ever read the sequel? And I was like, wait, what? I didn't even know there was a sequel. So right there, she commented and added value. And so when she invited me to a sneak peek into coaching, which she did through the event page, by the way. This was not like a personal invite. This was a clicking and just, anyway, so those work too. When she invited me to that, I was like, oh, Mike is nice. I'm like, we should look into this. So just to show you, like, because she commented on my Instagram stuff, I was like, she's nice. I trusted her. So, and then Micah said she found her coach from a hashtag, and it was the Les Mills Combat hashtag, and she saw a picture of her upline coach with showing off her abs, and she was like, all right, girl, what are you doing? You know, so that just shows you so you need to figure out on Instagram yay, Cozy's back.
Sorry.
It's okay. So one of the things you want to figure out is who you're talking to. And that you can figure that out by whose problems do you want to solve. That question alone is going to help you so much, because once you figure out whose problems you want to solve, then you can post accordingly, and you won't feel silly about your posts. You know what I mean? Because I think a lot of people are scared to put themselves out there, like, oh, what will my friends think? What if they unfollow me? There's like that fear of unfollowing, right? Which I think once you figure out whose problems you want to solve, it's like, go ahead and unfollow me. I'm obviously not solving your problems. You know what I mean? You're adding, because once you figure out your target market, your ideal client, and your ideal coach, then it's so easy to post. And of course, when you add value, that's when you connect with people and inspire people. So I want you guys to make a list of your ideal coach, and I want you to get super specific. Don't just be like, she's a mom. Yeah, like there's a bajillion moms out there. So get specific, because you're really describing your future friends, right? That's what your coaches on your team and your clients end up becoming, is friends. So you're describing like your perfect girlfriend that you would love to hang out with. Sit down and describe them. I'm going to give you, let me see if I can find it. I wasn't planning to show you this, but I just want to show you how specific I am with my list of my ideal coach, because I want to attract these type of people. So you obviously have to, your vibe attracts your tribe. So my coach is easygoing, drama-free, fashionable, loves to shop, goofy, silly, funny, or fun-loving, likes to dance, is a girl boss, knows what they want and goes after it, chillax about the small stuff, likes Napoleon Dynamite, confident, age 25 to 45, chic, has a helping heart, is a go-getter and a go-giver, loves their kids but kind of struggle with motherhood. So see, that specific thing, that's me. I love my kids, but some days I want to like poke my eyeballs out. So I'm okay to talk about that stuff, because probably like my kind of girlfriend is going to agree with me. And if they don't, then, I don't know, maybe we wouldn't get along. Who knows, So you get really specific. I said they enjoy girls' night outs because I love those. They love being pampered or spoiled. They're classy. They're friendly and warm. They love God. They're committed and consistent. So like with the faith thing, I'm okay to post like things about God because my ideal coach is, has that kind of faith. They work hard. They play hard. They like to travel. So I talk a lot about any traveling I do. They're all about girl power, positive and uplifting, encouraging, sees the glass half full, collects shoes and makeup, down to earth, passionate, loves food, work. So yeah, there's my big old fat list. So you can see how specific I am. And so I'm okay to like post videos of, I posted dancing videos because I love to dance, like goofy dancing, or, I once posted on a Friday, a meme of Napoleon Dynamite saying, heck yes, it's Friday, like stuff like that, because my kind of girl would love that stuff. So once you really hone in on your ideal coach and customer, it's so easy to post because it's basically your girlfriend, your future friends, right? And if it helps, sometimes I think of a specific person that I'm posting for. Like if you're like, oh, I know Jacqueline would love this post, or I know that Amy would love this post. Like think of, if that helps, give a name to your ideal coach, and maybe it's someone that you want on your dream team, and start posting towards that type of person, or even that exact person. You know what I mean? And then I think one thing that really helps is so I want you to envision, sometimes I it's hard to come up with wording to go with your posts, right? But I think it helps to use girlfriend slang is what I call it. And that is where you are posting the way that you would text a girlfriend. So like if I were texting Cozy, I wouldn't be like super professional and robotic, right? I'm going to be like, girl, you are killing it. I have like my own little slang that I use when I am, if I were texting or messaging a girlfriend. So that's how you should post. Like just post with your slang. I like to use my own little slang because I feel like it feels more real. So, and then another little tip I do is there are people that I follow on Instagram, and that I'm like, ooh, that girl would be awesome on my team. So I will follow them, and then I will, in the upper right-hand corner of someone's Instagram account, let me find it. Like when you're looking at their profile, I think you can click to turn on post notifications. And that means every time they post, you'll get notified. So that way I can interact with them. I can be sure I'll get reminders to interact with this like ideal coach, right? So I do that a lot. I'll kind of like have my little dream team, and especially fitness accounts. That's another thing. I love Instagram because there's so many fitness accounts out there. And that's like such a no-brainer. You can, if you see people that are into fitness, but they're obviously not a coach, then they're the kind of people that you want to be like, and I do this. I've been doing this a lot this last week where I message them on Instagram, which, do you guys know how to message people on Instagram? You just click on the little box in the upper right corner. They don't make it easy, but you click on that and you click the plus sign, and then you start typing in a message. So I'll give you an example. So I messaged a girl this week and I said, girl, I need more inspirational people like you on my team. Have you ever considered getting paid to work out? And she was like, I've never considered it or looked into it for fear of too much commitment. I love your page and I would be open to some info for more details. So then I said, all right, I'd love to chat with you about it. Do you have some time to talk on the phone so I can answer any questions you have? So we started making conversation to schedule a phone chat about coaching. So this is also a great recruiting tool, is just like commenting on people, or I would say directly messaging them on Instagram and ask, like, especially the fitness accounts, and saying, you're so inspiring. Like I love your page. You would be an amazing coach if you ever considered getting paid to work out. So those are some things to think about when you're trying to figure out who you're talking to. Because once you know who you're talking to, I'm telling you, so much easier to post. Like, I'm not posting for my husband's friends, right? I don't care if they're ever following, you know what I mean? If they ever comment, like, I'm posting for girls, for moms. And so I'm okay to talk about girly mama things. All right, let's talk about how to start. If you don't have an Instagram account for your business, you need to start one ASAP. So I recommend having the word fitness in your name. I know Melanie Mitchell and like Lindsay Matway don't, but I think it's just going to be easier in general for you to have that in your name, because like I said, people will really pay attention when you comment. They're like, oh, what is this, like this fitness girl, what is she into, So, and if you're having a hard time thinking of something, I would just do like Amy's Fitness Journey. To me, that's, if someone followed me and it said Amy's Fitness Journey, I'd be like, oh, what is her journey? What's she up to? So, and then you're going to create your account. Here's a little tip I have for you, because I've created a lot of Instagram accounts and helped people create their own. If you're starting one today, make sure, this is a huge, huge tip I'm giving you to get instant followers. Make sure that you follow all the contacts on Facebook and in your phone. It'll kind of prompt you through it, and there's a step that says, do you want to follow all your Facebook contacts? And you say yes. And then it says like your phone contacts or something. You say yes, because then it'll pop up in their feed that, oh, Amy Smith has started an Instagram account called Amy's Fitness Journey. And then a lot of people will be like, oh, I love Amy, I'm going to follow her. So make sure you do that, and you'll get instant, like I've had some coaches get like 100 followers the very first time they do it. And I think you can go back and do that too. If you already have an account, you might want to go back and see if you can do that option as well. Add a link. Make sure you've got some sort of link on your Instagram. And I always change the link. Like, for example, this morning I posted about my Chic Fit Club. So then I said, apply here. And in the link, and then I said link in bio, there's my application to apply for a fitness boot camp. And then you can direct message people about, like, I direct message people about coaching on Instagram, because it's only usually like 2-paragraph conversation, and then I try to get them on the phone. But when I'm talking to them about a fitness boot camp or a challenge group, I like to call them boot camps, but then I prefer to get them on Facebook. So I'll be like, what's your Facebook name? So I can message you there. So that's one way I get people over. I connect with them on Facebook, because I just feel like they respond better in Facebook. And then other ways that I get my Instagram followers to Facebook is I'll be like, comment if you're interested in this like free Eat Clean group or whatever. I'll say comment below with your Facebook name, and then I go through and add them all as Facebook friends. So that's a really great way, especially with your free groups, to add a whole bunch of new friends. Any questions about what I've said so far before I keep going? Okay, well, I guess I'll just keep going. I can't see all of you guys, so. Okay, well, unmute yourselves yeah. Okay, so what to post? This is a tricky part, right? Because you're like, crap, we're supposed to post 3 times a day. And so, but I want you to think about your Instagram as sort of like your reality show, right? Who doesn't love a good reality show? And I feel like the coaches that do really well are the ones that are posting just about like their not only their fitness journey, but like their personal life. And they show a lot of selfies. And I'm unfortunately, because think about it, you can't watch a reality, since Instagram is not a video, the only way you can really kind of see what they're doing is if they post like some sort of selfie or some sort of picture of themselves. So it's really important that you've got like pictures of yourself at least, I would say, 3 to 4 times a week, so that people know who they're connecting with. If you just have a whole bunch of pictures of like your kids or your food, or not to say those, like, I think those are great, but you've got to throw in some pictures of you, because you are the brand. That's who they connect with. I see a lot of people whose Instagram I'm like kind of interested in, and then I go there and I'm like, who the crap is it? I don't see any pictures of them. I'll see cats, or you know what I mean? I'm like, so I don't connect with them. People connect with humans. So make sure you've got that. So I like to do it like a reality show, sprinkled with some commercials, right? Don't make it an infomercial where you're constantly talking about Beachbody, because people don't connect to that if all you talk about is fitness. But sprinkle in your commercials. And so here's some tips for what to post. Do photo shoots for later use. Like, there have been times where if I have a kid home from school or whatever, I'm like, take some pictures of me working out. And then I'll save them for later. Obviously, I'm not going to lie, but on days when I work out and I look homeless, I can post a better picture than how I actually look. Does that make sense? So save stuff. In fact, I've got a pool of about 5 photos right now that I'm like, ooh, I'm going to post this on Monday. I'm going to post this Saturday and Friday. Like, if you do that, it's so much easier. In fact, right now I'm kind of, I have to like pull myself back and be like, okay, I've already done 3 posts today. And so I'm going to save this one for tomorrow and whatnot. But it really helps, like, take pictures of your food, take pictures of your workouts, take pictures of whatever. Just like, I have a picture of my kids sledding that I'm like dying to post, but so if you can save those for later, then you'll have a pool of pics to post when you're just have no ideas what to post. And plan out your week using themes. So I recommend that you do like, I tell my coaches, like, Motivation Monday, Transformation Tuesday, work. You can do like thoughts on Thursday, Thirsty Thursday, show your Shakeology Friday, Fashion Friday, Follow Friday, Foodie Friday. You know what I mean? There's so many. I do like Sunday Style. Or when you pick themes, it makes it so much easier, because you're like, oh crap, it's Monday. What am I going to post? And then I always think, oh, it's Motivation Monday. I'm going to do like a cool quote or something. So the themes can kind of help you give you ideas. Other things that help is use there's an app called Latergram, where you can sort of like prep your posts and then just click send when you're ready to actually post them. So that's really handy. You can save photos in Dropbox. I've made Pinterest boards that are private of like posts that I'm going to do. And I also have a Facebook group that only me and my husband are in, and I just have like future posts in there. I haven't decided. Those are kind of 3 places where you can put your posts, and I haven't decided which one I like the best. I think Latergram's pretty awesome, but you'll have to decide. Try them all and see which one you like. And I think it helps to follow some of the top 10 coaches just to get some ideas. But don't compare yourself to them. Don't compare or copy. Avoid the 2 C's, right? If you do, you can be inspired by them and do something like similar, or something that might spark an idea. But don't let it get to you if you are following coaches and you're like, I suck. You know what I mean? Because that can happen too. That happens on Instagram, right? And Facebook. All right, so you are the brand. So it's important that you show your before and after, even if it's just your face. If you don't want to show your abs, or you don't want to be in your sports bra or whatever, I've done like face before and afters. In fact, I got a ton of comments on my face before and after. But I will say abs do get a lot of interaction. Like Micah joined because her coach posted her abs. Show yourself flexing, show yourself in a swimsuit, or just show yourself in a dress, like before and after, or there's so many ways to be creative. I've shown like belt loops before of like, I'm down like this many belt loops. You can show how your skin is improved. Just be creative. But make sure you're in the picture, right? Because people, when they see that the product is working for you, then that's when they're like, okay, someone I know or someone that I like and follow and trust is using this product and it's working, then they want to come to you. And I really recommend that you do a health or fitness post for every 3 to 5 regular posts. And I'm going to teach you guys, this is not on my script, but let me go back really quick. I came up with like a formula for my team of what to post, because I've been following a lot of like some of my favorite coaches to follow kind of have a system, and I love how it's not salesy. So they use the 3 Ps, and that is they do promo posts, PS posts, and proof posts. So if you can do one of these every day, that is going to really move your business forward. So let me explain. A promo post is where you're like, it's more like an advertisement. Obviously it has your picture on it and not like just some picture of Shakeology that you got off Beachbody's website. But it's like a picture of you maybe saying online fitness boot camp or whatever. And you're like inviting them to your next challenge group, right? And you're saying comment below or message me or email or apply here. So you're giving them, so promo posts need to have a couple of elements. They need to be personal, where you share a story and you get real and vulnerable. So I should call them personal promo posts. And then they need to have a call to action. So you're like, hey, comment below, whatever. Like I said. And then so that's a promo post, right? And you've got to do, I would say do at least one of those every week. The next one is to do a PS post. And that is like, I've seen some coaches that do it so well, where they're like, sometimes they don't even talk at all about fitness. They'll just be like, oh, me and my girl are chilling on the couch. And then they're like, oh, PS, I've still got a couple spots left for my challenge group. And you're like, what challenge group? So then you're like kind of scrolling through their feed, like, you know. So PS posts are a really subtle way to just like mention what you got coming up without being obnoxious and salesy. And then the final one is proof posts. Obviously you need to be proving that you practice what you preach, that you work out, that you drink Shakeology, that you eat clean, and that you love coaching, like the benefits of coaching. So if you can do those 3 Ps, if you can do one of those every day, people are going to start to really trust you, be inspired by you, and want to hire you. So when to post, I recommend 2 to 3 times a day on Instagram. I don't really like to post more than that on Instagram, because I feel like if you post more than that, people are like, oh my word, like seriously, Kelly, you're posting again? Like this girl is kind of obnoxious. I'm going to unfollow her. So I try to do 2 to 3 a day. If like today I've already done 3. So I'm like I said, I've got a couple posts I could do, but I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I would say you could do more on Facebook, but not Instagram. And then I try to spread it out between like 5 to 10 hours. So like I typically do a post in the morning. I try to get my stuff done by 9. And then I'll do one around lunch. It's basically like breakfast, lunch, dinner, right? I got my morning post, my lunch post, my evening post. So that is my tip on when. And then building your audience. You know, I had a coach message me and she's like, what is like the one thing you think I should be doing to really build my business? And I was like, build your audience, because if you only have like 100 followers, or if you only have 100 Facebook friends, it's going to be a lot harder to sign people up, you know, to help people when you're so limited, versus if you had 5,000, right? Your chances, this is a numbers game. Your chances are going to be so much higher when you have more people, when you're talking to more people. It's kind of like, I love this analogy. It's like a McDonald's in the desert. Like if you have this you can have this awesome business, but if your business is in the desert and no one sees you, they're not going to buy your stuff. Sorry, you know? So, really, I would say investing money in building your audience and time. I tell my team, Social Sunday, like on Social Sunday, you're going to add like 20 coaches per day, or not 20 coaches oh my gosh, I can't even talk. 20 friends on Facebook that day. So, and we did the math. If you had 20 friends, that's like 80, that's 80 new friends a month, and that's 980 new friends a year. So at least do 20 friends. And in fact, I recommend that all of you guys pick a number now of, you know, be really like specific with your goals too. Pick a number that you want for your Facebook friends or your Instagram friends, and set that goal and have a deadline. So I want to max out on my Facebook friends. I want to max out, which is 5,000. So that's my goal by the end of the year. I want to max out on that. And so a couple ways to build your audience, and that is through hashtags. You hear that a lot. You can use up to 30 hashtags, but it's so great because people can find you if they're searching. Let's say they're searching for like zucchini recipes. They're going to look in the hashtag on Instagram. I don't know about you guys, but I search hashtags on Instagram. So and I followed people from them too. So if they're looking for zucchini recipes and you posted one the other day, and they see you and they're like, oh, she's fun. And again, oh, her name has fitness in it. So, and I want to get fit, so I'm going to follow her. So that's why hashtags are important, because it puts you in this like pool of, for people to find you in the future. It's kind of like it's like Google, you know, people can search for you on Instagram. So with hashtags, and I don't do this religiously, I should do better, but I don't. Every time you post, in the comments, not in the actual message, it's really important that you add your hashtags. And I would say add them as the first comment, because then if other people comment, that one will get buried, so they won't see your hashtags. Another way to hide it so you're not showing your hashtags is you can do on your notes, create like a list of 30 hashtags. And then you can do like a dot and a dot and a dot, like a dot on each row. And then on like the 5th row, then you can do your 30 hashtags. Ashley Smith Fitness does this really well. You'll see she does a comment on her posts, and you're like, all you see is a dot. And then when you click on it, it's like 5 dots and then like, and then a whole bunch of hashtags. So, so yeah, if you don't know what the crap I'm talking about, go look at Ashley's. So make sure you're using hashtags as much as you can, and don't use really general ones. Like don't just post like Beachbody, because if it's a really popular hashtag, like let's say you just post health, well, there's going to be a bajillion people that post health in that 1 minute that you post, and your picture is getting it buried. So try to make it a little more specific. So maybe it's like healthy zucchini recipes, and that's your hashtag. That way, if someone looks in that one, it's going to be a smaller pool, and you'll be more likely to be there, if that makes sense. You'll be more likely to not get buried. Other ways to build your audience is through giveaways. And this is something I do a lot of. You can you can host your own giveaways, or you can find people who run giveaways that you just pay to participate in. And that's what I do a lot because I don't have time to host my own. So I'm trying to find, let me give you an Instagram name of like the one, I have a giveaway on my site right now on my Instagram. And that was done through, what is her name? My Wife Styles, just one word. So message her, just send her an Instagram message and be like, girl, I want to get on your Instagram, on your list for giveaways. And that's what I did. And so this Instagram giveaway that I've got right now, let's see, I've gotten almost 600 followers from it. So that's a sweet way to cost $35, but you can get a lot of followers from it. And, some people say, well, they're not quality followers, but you know what? When I've looked at a lot of these followers, they're not spammers. A lot of them are moms who just want to win free stuff. And so that's my target audience. Like they're moms, or they're like fashionistas or bloggers and stuff who want to get free stuff. So yeah, that's a great way to build your audience. Another way is Instagress, which is like a software that you can use that will go and like people's pictures for you. And sometimes, and it'll comment if you choose to let it comment. I highly recommend that you don't don't have it comment, because when I first started using it, and I only used it for like a week. When I first started using it, I would comment and be like, that's awesome. And it would be like someone posted like, my dog died, and they'd be like, really? That's awesome, Kelly. And so I was like, crap, I gotta not comment. So Cozy and Candace, do you guys still use Instagress? Yes.
I don't anymore. I'm mostly lazy with it because Instagram wasn't working for me, so I quit using it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And it just wasn't really helping at all for me.
I just use it for likes. I don't do comments at all. And I just use it, I just have it run through the night, because you're not supposed to have it running while you're using it. And so like randomly during the day, I'll like click on my Instagram without even thinking. And so I just do it at night. I turn it on to start working before I go to bed. And then when I wake up, I stop it. And it usually likes like 200 or some photos throughout the night. So I just use it for likes. And I always have a few followers in the morning. So it's cheap.
Yeah, it's cheap. It costs like $10 for how many months?
For like 30 days. But 30 days is like, you'd have to run it 24 hours to do the 30 days. So it lasts me like 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah. So I always forget I don't hardly ever use it, but I think it's best for liking. But I think if you remember, do you just have like an alarm, or is it just a habit now?
Well, I think it's just a habit now. Like, I don't know. I always close out all my things at night except that. And then when I wake up, it's automatically kind of on. And so I just remembered. But
because you made it an app on your phone, right? Like from a bookmark?
Like it's in my internet, but it is a bookmark, yeah.
Okay.
But
so yeah, there's Instagram. You just have to be careful because
don't comment.
No, just don't, not at all.
Nope.
Because our team did an experiment with it, and and a couple of people lost their accounts. So
yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, so don't comment. Okay, a couple other ideas is do the 5, 3, and 1 method. One of my coaches taught me this. Stephanie, she'll go to people's, like if you go to, you can search hashtags for like fit moms or whatever. If you're looking for people who are into fitness or even just like proud mom or whatever, you can search that hashtag and then find accounts that you're like, oh, they look cool. Like they might be they look like my ideal client. You can go and like 5 of their pictures, comment on 3, and then follow them. That's the one. So that's the 5, 3, and 1 method. And of course, women love compliments, so that really helps. But again, that I just don't have time for that. But it works if you just want to like go through. One day I had my daughter do it. I mean, you can outsource. Hire someone from like Odesk or Elance to do it. So those are all just some different ideas for building your audience. And I think that the way to get your audience to really connect with you is by providing value and sort of doing things consistently. Like I almost always do a Sunday style outfit. I've had people like that I've never met that I met at like a blogger event. She was like, "Oh my gosh, I love your Sunday style posts," and I was like, "Oh, fun! Like I don't even know you." But so if you can be consistent with something, maybe you do like try to think of something you would love to post about. Maybe like you know, Candace, you love personal development. Like maybe you do thoughts on Thursday and you show like your favorite book. So that people kind of know what to expect from you. Or like Foodie Friday and there's a recipe. And another idea is just to ask, I did this one day where I was like, "Why do you follow me?" And then all these people commented and they said what they liked about my Instagram account. I asked because I wanted to continue to providing value. So ask people, "Why do you follow me?" And maybe you might be surprised at some of their answers. And if they are like, "Oh my gosh, I just love this." Editing one, I don't use that one, but some people do. Pick Tap Go is the editing one I use, and I love it. It's so easy, you guys. Like I taught my 12-year-old or my 14-year-old how to do it. So if she can do it, you can do it. Frametastic, or now they have the new Instagram layout one, which is even better. Instats. That will show you your Instagram stats. If you have ever been curious about what your top posts are, you can pay to get Instats, and it will show you like you can see your stats from Instagram of like one of mine was a dress. It was a Sunday style run of like the sequin skirt I posted and it got like a bajillion. You would be surprised at what I don't know if any of you guys did that top 9 thing at the end of the year end of the year. But I was really surprised at what my top Instagram posts were. So it's kind of good to look at your stats and see what people like, what people are reacting to. And then Time Hop, that's an app that shows you what you posted like a year or 2 ago, which is really great for before and after pictures. So that's a good one. InstaTrack, I think that's similar to Instats. So yeah, those are some of the apps that I recommend, and I think that's it. I think that's everything. So I'm sure some of you guys have questions, and I'm sorry I talked too long, but I have a lot to say about it. I love Instagram.
Well, you're kind of good at it, so that's good.
Any questions, you guys?
Do you have ones you use for Facebook, certain apps?
I use all the same stuff for Facebook as I use for.
Okay.
Yeah. To me, they're like the same thing, you know? Although, like I said, Instagram's more niche focused.
Yeah. I think it's easier to reach people because you can't really, on Facebook, you can't really add people that you have nothing, like, you can't add them as a friend if you don't have any mutual friends. That looks creepy. So.
Right. It's so good because here's what happens. I'm glad you brought this up because here's what happens. You're going to tap out of your warm market. You just are.
Yeah.
And in fact, I was talking to one of my coaches today. I'm like, I think that I like my cold market better. Like, I feel like we connect more and it's less scary.
It's way less scary to talk to people that you don't necessarily know.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm all over my cold market. So, yeah. But that's why with Instagram, you can like really tap into that cold market. And, you know, I've had several, I would say not several, but a few of my coaches have come from Instagram and that I did not ever even know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is. Any other questions?
Someone wanted to know earlier tonight how you can avoid all the other coaches. Like they'll like post fitness stuff or whatever and end up with a ton of coaches trying to recruit them or whatever.
Well, I don't mind if coaches follow me, like whatever, it just makes my numbers look better. So does that answer your, like, is that what you were saying?
Like when you're doing hashtags and stuff and the only people that are really interacting with you are coaches, or
right.
You're getting a lot of coaches who are doing their Instagram comments, you know,
right.
But you're not getting anyone else in the fitness world who's not already a coach.
Yeah. I think that that's just kind of inevitable. Yes. I mean, I think you can find a lot of people who are not coaches in like, I mean, just go to Lululemon, like go to anyone that sells fitness clothing and follow the people there that are following them. You know what I mean? So I don't know if I'm answering your question, but
no, I think that's good. That's
I don't use. There's always going to be coaches like following you or even commenting from Instagram or
I like that idea though, to go to other pages that you want their followers.
Yeah.
Find people for you to follow. That's great.
Uh-huh.
So can you go over your 5, 3, and 1 again? That wasn't very clear.
So let's say that I want you to follow me, Celeste. So I'm going to go to your Instagram page and I'm going to start liking 5 of your pictures.
Okay.
Then I'm going to comment on 3 of those. And it doesn't matter. It can be like the three that I liked and be like, oh my gosh, you're so cute. Or, oh, this is such a fun post or whatever. And then follow them. So, but I really think that commenting is huge because you'll get people that like bomb you. And I'm like, nice try.
I know.
Yeah.
But if they give me a compliment, I'm like, oh, thank you. You know, right? We can never get enough of those. So, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How are you getting where are you finding new followers? Are you going to other people's pages and then following people who are their followers? Is that how you're doing it? Because what's in my feed, I mean, I guess I should search hashtags, but I have a hard time thinking of what to search. But so what's in my feed is already people I'm seeing on Facebook. Do you know what I mean? Most of the people that I already see on Facebook.
Yeah, so I would search. That, like I was saying, like follow. I mean, and there's a lot of, once you start following, you're going to find like, there's a whole world of fitness out there that we have no idea about. There's like all these like, you know, there's like all Fit Girls Guide and there's like
all the Tone It Up
and there's Tone It Up and there's BGB. Like every time you know, the more I'm like diving in, I'm like, oh, there's all these like free fitness plans out there that have huge followings, and then I just follow those people.
And I always go to if I'm bored, I'll just go to the hashtag, so like tone it up community or something. And then you just click on the most recent, like click on one of the pictures and then just double tap down, like you just like a bunch.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I know that it doesn't like show as much, like it's not commenting. Some of them I will comment on, but at least it's getting a few. But
And like I said, when you like when you're double tapping and someone sees Amy's fitness journey, like they see you liked them, they're like, oh, what is this Amy's fitness? Like I'm always, whenever I see a fun name like that, I'm always like, what are they doing? You know?
Yeah.
So can you change your name if you've already set it up?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. Yes, I've changed my name like 5 times. And you can even create, I actually have several Instagram accounts. Like as long as you have a different email. So I actually have a Kelly France account because I want to hold it in case I ever change my name back. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Because my name right now is Kelly France _fit fashionista. So I have another, if you go look just for Kelly France, there's like this blank account, and that's mine in case. Because what I'll do is I'll switch and then I'll make my current account be Kelly France. Does that make sense? Like I have like reserved account names because account names get taken really quickly. Like, you know, and as more people get on Instagram, there's going to be more than one Amy Smith Fitness or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Does that make sense?
A little bit, but do you put a link or like your website in your bio? Like, do you have that in there?
Yeah. But I change it all the time because whatever I'm telling them to do, like my call to action in like a promo post, if I'm
No,
in her actual bio, you can change that link all the time.
So
the one that's in your bio is your only clickable link. It's the only one they can tap, and it'll take them to your page.
Right.
So, like, you know how we do the woo for whatever you're promoting, coaching or challenge group, or what, actually, like, change the one in your bio match what you're promoting.
So if you're promoting Hammer and Chisel, would I?
And it was my Facebook group link.
Okay.
So then on Facebook, I've got new Instagram friends. This is another way to got new Instagram friends hopping on Facebook and trying to join my my Forever Free group. So, which is cool because then I make sure that we're friends.
Wait,
and then I'll
so
add
this
them.
is your Forever group that you do that?
I just
You're
started.
not. Okay.
I know. I used to.
You haven't shared this tidbit with me.
Well, this is as of like a couple weeks ago. I just.
How are you liking it? Are you getting a lot more interaction that way?
I am getting. I mean, I'm not getting like an amazing amount of people, but it's more because I just used to say I'm used to make them. I used to require them to make me their coach for the free group.
Mm-hmm.
But now my plan is I wrote a list of whoever I added, and then I'm going to message them later and be like, hey girl, I'd love to get you on my newsletter list. So eventually I want to get them on the list.
Mm-hmm.